What's up, everybody? I'm your girl, Jazzie Belle, and welcome to Women in Hip Hop Podcast. And on this show, we focus on the many talents and influences for women within the culture. I'm very excited because I have two guest co-hosts that's going to be joining me today to talk about all things entertainment, all things culture, and of course, all things women in hip hop. First up, I'm going to introduce my girl, one of the young voices in this culture that I'm so excited about. She has been doing her thing. She is New York's #1 culture critic. My girl, Miss Elle Jones, is in the building. What's up, Elle?
Hello. Hi, Jazzie. Hi, Keemie. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun.
I know, because this is right up your alley, sis. I know.
Now, absolutely.
Thank you for being here. Next up, we got the one and only. Now, this is my girl, Keemie Cakes. Now, y'all know Keemie from Private Listed, the podcast. She is the co-creator. She is the host. She is producer. My girl is wearing many hats. Y'all seen her interview all of the stars on the Powerverse. Y'all know all the 50 Cent shows, from the characters of the show to the people behind the scenes, the showrunners, and everybody. I want y'all to give a warm welcome to my girl, Keemie Cakes. What up, Keemie?
Nothing much. Can't wait to get into this today.
Okay, well, listen, say the less. Let's just get right into it.
All right.
Today, Cardi B, Grammy Award winner Cardi B, dropped her single Imaginary Playerz, which is a rendition that she took from Imaginary Playerz from Jay-Z that we all knew and loved back in what I want to say here, 96, 97. A classic, a hood classic, a lyrical giant. Jay-Z put it down. So all of us was a bit on the fence. But let me just speak for myself. I was on the fence when I first heard that it was going to be done by Cardi B, but excited nonetheless. I would love to get you guys' take on what y'all think. Do y'all want me to give mine first, or do y'all want to go for it?
I think as the host, I think I want to hear what you have to say, because I don't want to color your opinion. So,
and you would not have. But it's so funny. I was going to say, let me just jump right into it. But I knew my girls wanted me to go first. Why not? I am the host of Women in Hip Hop, so let me go for it. All right. When it comes to this rendition, when it comes to Cardi B version of Imaginary Playerz, I have to say, this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it for me. I do not like it. I understood that she tried something different, but what I will say when it comes to Imaginary Playerz, because it's such a hood classic, because it's one of Jay-Z's most lyrical records. I mean, this is the song that the characters are playing in their car while their girl is sitting, passenger princess over there cutting up the weed. Like, it's one of those songs that we love in the hood. So I felt like her approach to it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting her delivery to be much better. I was expecting a Bodak Yellow delivery. I was expecting a Get Up 10 delivery. And I felt like I was listening, like it was kind of giving me child's play. I felt like she was reading. I felt like she was reciting. It didn't come across natural to me at all. And it was, and I love Cardi's album, Invasion of Privacy. I think from top to bottom, it's a classic album. Although she's been on this long hiatus and we've been waiting for her to come out with something dope. Like for me, I love Outside. Love Outside. I still play it to this day because the bitch be outside. But now that we're inside and we're listening to Imaginary Playerz, I was just expecting something better and she wasn't giving it to me. And like I said before, this is a lyrical giant song when it comes to Jay-Z's. I mean, he got some quotables on there. From the 4.0 to the 4.6. What's the difference? 30 to 40 grand, cocksucker beat it. Those are Rolex and those diamonds. What the fuck you done to that? What a hum at? Like, I could quote all day long when it comes to Jay-Z's verse and lyrics on Imaginary Playerz. I don't feel like Cardi B has any quotables. I feel like the bars was a bit child's play, honestly. And I know Cardi has always said she, gets help when it comes to writing. Where the fuck the writers at? Why are we talking about what a hum? Because I didn't hear the influence. And I don't knock her for not pushing her pen because she's honest about it. But what I will knock Cardi for in this particular song is her delivery. It was not it, sis. It was not it. That's what I got. Who I'm gonna go to next?
Who wants to go next?
I'm still taking that in. Hold on. Give me like 5 seconds to take that in. Because I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was gonna like it, Jazzie. I really did. So I'm taking it in. But I respect it. I respect it for sure.
Okay. Keemie, talk to me. How did you feel about Cardi B's Imaginary Playerz, her version of Jay-Z's iconic song?
So I hate to say that I agree. Like, I love Cardi. And I feel like we shouldn't even have to say that once we're critiquing something. So here's my issues, right? And do I feel that they are ABC lyrics? Like, I nearly reached out to Party's camp to see if he was the one that wrote this, because when I tried to check the credits for the song, there's nothing. It only says vocal performance by Cardi. It doesn't say who the writers are. I was gonna text uh the manager to see who was responsible for the lyrics, but I feel like, so none of that information is out yet. But if before we post this, let's see if I can get some information, because I'm gonna text right now as we're sitting here. You brought up a good point about saying that the flow is a little off. So there's something that Cardi does, and something that some of the best rappers do, whereas they're able to use their voice as an instrument. And here, Cardi, this is where you can see that she is kind of lacking in that department, because she is not able to hit the pockets within the beat, or has the cadence or the flow to drop into the pockets, or to make the flow seem seamless, right? So, for instance, when you listen to Jay-Z's version of this and that, and I dare not even say go back to Renee and Angela's version of the song, you can hear that the beat is bodying her in a sense, right? Like, she can't even keep up with it, because she's so used to rapping in one way or in one tone, and has that monotone flow, whereas she can't keep going into it like this. You know, like when you count your bars and you go to get to the bar, to the end. She's struggling with that. And I am not a rapper, and I always tell people, hey, I have my limitations. I can't rap, right? And I wish I could. But I can tell the difference when someone can do it seamlessly. In terms of the lyrics, I do think Cardi was talking her shit on this record. I will say that, right? I will say, if the song is about imaginary players and she's talking, and I do have quotables from the song, she's like, y'all don't know the difference between couture, y'all don't know the difference between avant-garde, y'all don't know. I'm like, okay, talk your shit, honey, talk it. Like, she did say some of that, and I did like that. But what I will say is, it's something that I did speak on earlier, like when I was speaking to people through DMs or just in messages and comments, like the comments on this is brutal. But
I've been avoiding the comments, so because I wanted to come in with.
No, I have to read them. Like, it was so much that I was just like, let me just see a little bit of what people were saying, especially early this morning when I woke up, because my messages were like, I can't even tell you how many DMs I got, and that's before I even listened to the song. But what I will say is, I tried to go into it with an open ear, not just because how I feel about Jay-Z and how I feel about the song, because Jazzie, you brought up a good point. What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? That is legendary in our minds, right? Mm-hmm. But I said, I feel like we are harder on women lyricists than we are with men, especially with what we see what's going on right now with Lil Yachty, and how I think that people should be raining down on him right now. And we're all just talking about Cardi. And I'm like, she did okay. Like, it wasn't the worst that I've ever heard, but I also, actually, let me rephrase that. Is it the worst that it could have been? Because I was expecting it to be worse than what I heard, but it was okay. It's nothing to write home about, but it sounds like a beat jack from back in the days. It sounds like a mixtape track. It doesn't sound like a lead single.
I actually really enjoyed it. I thought that for what it was, but this is what I was struggling with, honestly, with giving my opinion too, is like, I don't want to give her an E for effort. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be, well, she tried. No, you feel me? I'm going to keep her to the same standard as anyone else. And I think for a artist of her caliber and her age, like, I think that she did the record justice. I loved, like you said, Keemie, the accolades that she was speaking to, because I think that, especially with this new age rap, there's so much of like my face card and I was dating this dude, but for her to really say, yo, I was one of the first rap girlies on Vogue, and I made Fashion Nova Lit in 2016. But y'all wearing now in the influencer culture, I was the person that did that. And what I always note Cardi for especially is like, you never were coming into this like, yo, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B is a stripper that had talent outside of stripping that transitioned and landed to Billboard. But I don't think she ever came in this on some, I'm a lyricist and I eat, breathe, and sleep this. No, Cardi's an entertainer. And I think that even with this, even her getting on a record like that, we all were holding on to like, Cardi, don't play with us. You know what I mean? But I think that's what I love about her artistry is like, she's going to get us talking. And with this, in this instance, I think she got us talking more, again, musically about her than about the Offset divorce, the babies, is she pregnant? No, let's keep it music. Like, do we think lyrically, sonically, Cardi could keep up with what Jay-Z did in 96? And I do not think that in any way, shape, form, or fashion, this record touches Jay-Z's Imaginary Playerz. No, I do not think that. I think that just certain things working against Cardi, the Spanish New York accent, that kind of made it hard for her to capitalize on the beat because she still has, a little some ways she says certain words and things like that. So I think there were a few things. She was a little in over her head with this beat. But I love that she tried. And that's what I love about Cardi is like, she's like, I know y'all going to say whatever you're going to say regardless. But that's why I think the album is called Am I the Drama? Because I'm always going to bring the theatrics. Y'all think that I couldn't even touch a record like this. I'm going to show y'all I'm going to walk all over it. You know what I mean? And I think that in itself creates a conversation, which is why Cardi will always be who she is. Like, yo, she says she's a Bronx legend. That's true. Cardi is a Bronx legend.
Okay.
Okay.
Elle. Hear what I want to say, Elle. Respectfully, you all over the place. I do feel I feel like you're all over the place. I can't understand how you can say 1 minute. I want to hold her to the same standards as the man. I don't want to go and give her an E for effort. It's like, but that's really what you're doing. Like, you're telling her, well, the fact that you even decided to do this and this ain't even your wheelhouse, I commend you. And it's like, nah. Which one is it? Either we're going to hold her feet to the fire or we going to give her an E for effort or an A for effort.
But can we hold her feet to the fire?
A B plus for effort. And effort ain't what's going to do it because, and also excuses ain't either. I understand what you mean about her Hispanic accent. I get all of that. Those are the same things that was advantageous for her in the past. So my thing is, bongos to me, I don't understand why people didn't like bongos. I love bongos. I named the other songs that I love about Cardi. Her album is a fucking classic. But you can't say we don't expect a Jay-Z type of flow or a lyrical type of record from her, and then you hop on a lyrical beat. You doing and you following you're trying to follow his flow. So we're gonna compare you to that. If you came in not mentioning anything about Jay-Z cleared the record, or Jay-Z said he liked it, or it was at a listening party, and everybody was like, you did your thing. Baby, one thing about expectations, we're gonna hold you to it. And you set the bar so high, so we went in like, oh word, Jay-Z co-signed this? And then now we're listening and it's like, did he? It's not that he did or if he did, because I'm sure that he did, but I just want Cardi to understand her strengths. That's why I'm giving her constructive criticism, and I can be honest with her. And to your point, Keemie, I don't give a fuck if we're not rappers. We are fans of hip-hop. We listen to music. We're the one helping these people stay afloat and stay relevant. So we have to critique them and hold them to the fire and let them know, hey, we like this, but we don't like this. And I'm the person that's going to tell you, I don't like this. And I don't like Imaginary Playerz. I just don't. I don't feel like she did what she was supposed to do on it. I do feel like she has moments, but I just feel like it fell flat. I feel like her octaves was a bit too high. I wish she could have gave it a more deep register. She could have rolled the beat much better. Like you said, I feel like the beat was riding her. I can hear a Foxy Brown killing this beat. I can hear a Little Kim killing this beat. I can hear, if we want to talk about the new girlies, I can hear a Lola Brooke killing this beat. And I think Cardi had the potential to do it if she would have brought a different delivery like she did on Bodak Yellow, like she did on Get Up 10, because this is a street classic and Cardi could go street. Cardi could go very commercial, but she could be very street too. So I think she is a little more diverse than we give her credit for. That's why I was hoping she would come through on this and just honestly win some, you lose some, and like Lauryn Hill said, she lost this one.
Yeah, this one just
She
wasn't
lost
it
one.
for her. Yeah, this one wasn't it for her, which is, and I'm not one of those people who tries to put Cardi in a box and be like, you can only rap about WAP. You can only do bongos. You can only do songs like that. That's why I say I went into this completely neutral. Like I have faith in her. Like Elle said, she is an entertainer, and entertainers know how to entertain. She knows exactly what to say. She knows what people are going to copy. She knows what people are going to scream in the club. She knows exactly what's going to make people's ears perk up. But again, execution, it sounds like a mixtape track. Like, it doesn't sound like a lead single. It doesn't sound like something that she was comfortable doing. It sounds like it took take after take after take after take to even get it to this point, right? So that's why I'm like, I wonder, did Jay-Z actually say that he was okay with this? And did he? And then now the discussion is, did he say it just because of what's happening with Nicki?
And
So
boom, that's a perfect transition because it's the next topic. Now, before we go, do y'all want to give any closing statements to the Cardi B Imaginary Playerz single?
I'll let Elle go.
Closing statements for me. I'm very excited for the album because, as you said, Jazzie, Invasion of Privacy, Grammy Award winning debut album. Her sophomore, I want to see if she's able to maintain or exceed whatever expectations we have set on her. And shout out to Cardi for creating a conversation. I love that about Cardi. I think she capitalizes on that all the time. We're always talking about Cardi, if it's what she's wearing, like she said on the track with the fashion and all that, to who she's dating, to what she chooses to dabble into musically. I just love that she keeps us entertained. I think that is so important and arguably a lost craft in today's industry where everything is entertaining. So we got streamers, we have this, everybody's grabbing your attention. So shout out to Cardi for staying the course. So yeah, I'm excited for more Cardi.
Nice gowns. The looks in the video were amazing. she ate the looks up in the video. I will say that. Amazing.
The visuals were good.
The visuals were beautiful.
Y'all know
Wigs
I'm from
were
Detroit.
laid.
That is so funny because that was going to be my takeaway because I'm from Detroit. Shout out to the legend,
Nice
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Executed on
Beautiful
that. It did give it gave old school hip hop music video. It gave Junior Mafia Player's anthem with the planes and the Louis Vuitton luggage. Like, she gave fabulous. Cardi, you look freaking amazing. So yes, beautiful gowns. And Cardi, like Elle said, we're looking forward to your album and we want you to win. And that's why this podcast is important. And like another thing that Elle said, you got the conversation started. Hell, I don't know the last time I did a Woman in Hip Hop podcast. You damn near got me out of retirement, girl. So all of this,
I love that for us.
all of this was because of you. But this is how much we're anticipating your comeback. This is how much we're anticipating, yes, your wins. But as a true hip hop girly, as a true hip hop fan, I have to hold your feet to the fire and let you know if this ain't it. And Imaginary Playerz, again, just ain't it. But we're rooting for you. Next, moving on.